Matt Dillon didn't just keep the peace in Dodge City. He rewrote the rules of television forever. But behind those dusty streets and saloon doors, chaos reigned. The lead actor wasn't the first choice, cast members despised each other off camera, and one episode nearly got the show cancelled. Fans only saw the polished result, but the real story was far messier, and far more fascinating. Welcome to the hidden world of Gunsmoke. The role nobody wanted. John Wayne turned down the role of Matt Dillon multiple times. He didn't see television as legitimate, calling it a place where careers went to die. But Wayne didn't just walk away, he pushed his friend James Arness to audition, believing he had the perfect presence for the role. Arness hesitated, worried about the weekly grind and long filming schedule, but Wayne personally promoted him in the pilot. Arness became Matt Dillon for the next 20 years, and the show's identity was forever shaped by that single recommendation. Without Wayne's insistence, Gunsmoke might never have found its heart, and American TV would be very different. From radio to TV before Arness put on the badge, Gunsmoke was already a dark and gritty radio show. William Conrad's voice brought Matt Dillon to life with gravely intensity, giving listeners chills every week. Conrad wasn't cast for TV because he didn't fit the visual ideal, but his influence lingered. Writers and directors often referenced his delivery while crafting Arness' performance. The man who built Dillon in listeners' imaginations never got to play him on screen, a tough pill for Conrad, but history remembers Arness. Radio fans still praise Conrad, reminding us how much the voice shaped the legend of Dodge City. Chester's limp. Dennis Weaver's limp as Chester Good wasn't scripted. He invented it to stand out during auditions and drew inspiration from a lingering leg injury from World War II. The limp made Chester sympathetic, clumsy in a lovable way, and unforgettable. Fans assumed it was from a gunfight or riding accident, and Weaver never corrected them. For 9 years, he limped through every episode, sometimes causing wardrobe and camera challenges. Off camera, he joked that it gave him character, but it also reminded him of his past struggles. The limp became part of Chester's charm, earning him a special place in viewers' hearts. Doc Adams' Hart Milburn Stone, who played Doc Adams, suffered a massive heart attack in 1971. Doctors warned him against returning to TV, but he refused to give up. With reduced episodes and lighter shooting schedules, Stone came back, claiming the role saved his life. He adapted, using quieter energy and less physical strain. Doc Adams wasn't just a character, he was a survival story. Stone's return inspired the cast and crew, who admired his resilience. Fans never knew the toll it took on him, only that Doc was steady, caring, and wise, a quiet hero both on and off screen. Miss Kitty's independence. Amanda Blake initially wanted a more complex role but was convinced to play Miss Kitty. She insisted Kitty remain independent, smart, and business-savvy, managing the saloon and town disputes. Behind the scenes, Blake struggled with loneliness and alcohol, leaving the show in 1974. On screen, however, Miss Kitty remained a strong woman in a male-dominated world, commanding respect and charm. Blake's insistence influenced writers to avoid clichés of helpless female characters. Kitty became a role model for viewers, a rare example of a capable woman in 1950s and 60s television, shaping the way women were portrayed in westerns for decades. On-screen chemistry, off-screen coldness. James Arness and Amanda Blake barely spoke off-camera. Their distant relationship made their on-screen romance more authentic, full of tension and unspoken emotion. 2 decades together, yet they walked away like acquaintances, a professional partnership that worked perfectly for viewers. Their coldness allowed them to maintain consistency, avoid personal drama, and focus on storytelling. Fans were captivated by the subtle nuances, the glances, and the small smiles that conveyed deep connection without dialogue. It's a rare case where off-screen distance enhanced on-screen intimacy, showing the delicate balance between real life and television magic. Burt Reynolds' breakthrough. Burt Reynolds joined as Quint Asper in 1962 and almost destroyed his career with clashes and improvisation. He often rewrote lines, clashed with directors, and challenged traditions on set. Surprisingly, fans loved him, turning him into a breakout star. Reynolds left after 3 seasons, heading for Hollywood glory and eventually becoming a global movie star. His time on Gunsmoke taught him discipline and honed his craft. Despite initial friction, Reynolds credited the show for his professional growth. His journey from rebellious newcomer to cinematic icon reflects the tension and reward of working in a legendary ensemble, showing that chaos can spark greatness. Controversy encouraged the 1973 episode. The Sodbusters tackled racism, land disputes, and lynching. CBS nearly pulled it due to complaints and sponsor pressure, but the producers fought back. They kept the episode in syndication with a content warning, one of the first for scripted drama, showing Gunsmoke's courage in confronting uncomfortable truths. Writers used historical events as templates, making the story feel real and timely. Fans praised the realism and boldness. This episode highlighted the show's commitment to moral complexity, refusing to sanitize the Old West. It proved that television could be thought-provoking while entertaining, pushing boundaries in a conservative media landscape. Chapter 9, the longest-running Western. Gunsmoke holds the record as the longest-running primetime Western, lasting 20 years. Behind the scenes, that longevity required constant adaptation. Writers rotated plots to avoid repetition, new cast members brought fresh energy, and directors experimented with pacing. Maintaining audience interest wasn't easy. Yet, the show's dedication to realism, moral dilemmas, and relatable characters kept fans coming back week after week. Its success inspired future westerns and set a gold standard for serialized television, proving that careful attention to storytelling and character development can sustain a series far longer than anyone initially expected. The saloon was realistic. The Gunsmoke saloon wasn't just a set, it was a working character. Props, furniture, and even drinks were carefully chosen to reflect 1870s Dodge City. Actors drank soda disguised as whiskey during filming, and the saloon doors had to be balanced for repeated use. Directors sometimes filmed entire sequences in one continuous take to capture authenticity. Every detail, from poker chips to swinging doors, was deliberate. This attention created an immersive experience for viewers and actors alike. Fans may not have noticed, but the saloon's realism added subtle tension and atmosphere, making Dodge City feel like a living, breathing town rather than a TV set. The gunfight choreography. The iconic shootouts weren't random, they were carefully choreographed. James Arness trained extensively in firearm handling, ensuring realistic stances and timing. Extras and stunt doubles practiced for weeks, sometimes risking injury. Directors experimented with camera angles, slow motion, and sound effects to heighten tension. Even a minor misstep could ruin continuity. The dedication paid off, audiences believed every showdown, and the sequences became benchmarks for TV westerns. Gunsmoke taught viewers that suspense and realism could coexist, and inspired countless shows to elevate their action scenes, making every gunfight more than spectacle, it became storytelling. The writer's secret weapon. The writing staff worked under intense pressure, sometimes producing scripts in just a few days. They drew from history books, personal experiences, and newspaper articles to create authentic storylines. Many scripts contained subtle moral lessons, but not preachy ones. Writers mastered the art of embedding life truths in dialogue. Collaboration between writers, directors, and actors was constant, adjustments were made on the fly. Their creativity and adaptability were key to Gunsmoke's enduring success. Fans never saw the intense brainstorming, late nights, or discarded drafts that ultimately shaped the episodes, proving that the magic of television often comes from unseen labor. The music that set the mood. Composer David Rose crafted themes that conveyed tension, emotion, and pace. Every gallop, gunshot, or saloon moment was matched with music that amplified the drama. Interestingly, Rose sometimes reused motifs from previous episodes to create subconscious familiarity for viewers. His work wasn't just background, it shaped audience perception and helped actors find rhythm in scenes. Without the music, Gunsmoke might have felt flat, losing emotional depth. Fans may remember iconic tunes without realizing their influence. Rose's compositions contributed to the series' legendary status, showing that sound design is as vital as dialogue and visuals in creating immersive television. Guest stars who shined. Gunsmoke gave early exposure to actors who later became legends, like Kurt Russell, Jodie Foster, and Harrison Ford. These guest roles were stepping stones, allowing young actors to showcase versatility. Some episodes were entirely carried by guest performances, pushing main cast members to elevate their acting. Producers often scouted talent from theater, radio, and film. Guest stars brought fresh energy, tension, and unpredictability. For viewers, these episodes felt unique, and for Hollywood, they became resumes of rising talent. Gunsmoke's openness to emerging actors cemented its reputation as a professional training ground, blending star power with fresh faces. The cattle drive episodes featuring cattle drives were notoriously difficult to film. Outdoor locations, live animals, and unpredictable weather made shooting challenging. Horses bolted, props were lost, and continuity became a nightmare. Yet, these episodes were fan favorites, full of adventure, danger, and moral tests. Directors often relied on improvisation to salvage scenes, and actors had to stay alert to both performance and safety. These cattle drives weren't just spectacle, they reflected the hardships of the Old West, grounding the show in realism. Fans admired these episodes for their authenticity, unknowingly appreciating the chaos and effort behind the camera. The costumes were meticulously researched to match 19th-century Dodge City. Wardrobe staff scoured museums, old photographs, and authentic patterns. Actors sometimes had multiple sets for each outfit due to wear, stains, and stunts. Hats, boots, and belts weren't just aesthetic, they conveyed character, class, and profession. Subtle changes in costume reflected character development, like Chester's faded vest signaling hard times. Viewers absorbed these cues subconsciously, enriching the storytelling. Attention to wardrobe detail created visual continuity and reinforced authenticity. The costumes made Gunsmoke a believable world, where every thread told a story, enhancing immersion far beyond dialogue alone. The stunt team heroes' stunt performers risked injury to make the gunfights, horseback scenes, and saloon brawls believable. They often rehearsed on rough terrain and practiced falls repeatedly to minimize accidents. Despite precautions, injuries were common, yet the team never compromised realism. Their dedication allowed actors to appear more heroic and audiences to suspend disbelief fully. Stunt coordination became an art form, influencing later TV action sequences. Fans rarely appreciated these invisible heroes, but without them, Gunsmoke's energy and excitement would have been impossible. The stunts made Dodge City thrilling and dangerous, true to the Old West. Behind the director's lens, directors had to balance pacing, continuity, and character consistency. Some episodes were shot multiple times with minor tweaks to perfect timing. Directors used innovative angles, shadowing, and editing to heighten suspense without expensive effects. They also mediated conflicts between actors and ensured that improvisation didn't break narrative flow. Their work often went unnoticed, but it was crucial for the show's smooth rhythm. Without skilled direction, Gunsmoke might have faltered in key sequences. Fans saw tension and emotion, unaware of the precise orchestration required behind the lens. Ratings and rivalries. Gunsmoke dominated ratings but faced fierce competition. NBC and ABC often tried to lure viewers with flashy series and gimmicks, yet Gunsmoke's consistency won loyalty. Behind the scenes, the cast and crew felt pressure to outperform rivals, leading to grueling schedules. Marketing, promotional appearances, and fan interaction were strategic. The show survived changing audience tastes by evolving subtly without losing its identity. Fans' devotion grew over decades, demonstrating the power of character-driven storytelling. Gunsmoke's success became a template for network strategy, showing that quality content could outperform spectacle when executed with skill. Legacy of Dodge City. Even decades after the finale, Gunsmoke's impact remains. It shaped television westerns, influenced storytelling, and introduced unforgettable characters. The show proved that moral complexity, realism, and careful casting mattered more than flashy effects. Actors, writers, and crew left a permanent imprint on TV history. Fans still watch reruns, celebrating the grit, suspense, and humanity of Dodge City. Behind the scenes, countless untold stories, sacrifices, and creative triumphs made it possible. Gunsmoke wasn't just a show, it was a cultural milestone, proving that the wild frontier of television required vision, courage, and relentless dedication.